Week 1 action from Tennessee as the Vikings travel out to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Early first quarter, Sam Bradford found his rhythm early, firing outside to Adam Thielen, who keeps the feet in bounds. Later, Bradford would find his man Cordarrelle Patterson, who would put a beautiful move on the Titans defender and get the first down and those extra yards. Later in the half, Bradford would find his man Kyle Rudolph on the outside for the first down, and the Vikings were threatening early. Bradford this time again to Stephon Diggs inside the Tennessee 29. Now from the 2-yard line, Bradford found his man Stephon Diggs, and that, folks, is the first touchdown for Minnesota this year. It's a slant route to Stephon Diggs. That slant route to Diggs is so lethal. Later in the quarter, it is Bryce McCain jumping the route on the screen for Tennessee, getting the interception as Bradford, with a dear mistake right there, looking for Stephon Diggs on the screen, couldn't get it. On a 3rd and 14, Mariota finding Delanie Walker on the outside, the former San Francisco 49er. That drive would end on a 4th down, except no, it's a fake, and the Titans would score. Get in there, big fella. That is Taylor Lewin, the second-year man out of Ohio State, and he's still a bench player on special teams, and he gets his first career touchdown reception right there. Later in the second, it is Mariota finding Delanie Walker down the sidelines and getting all the way inside the Minnesota 10 down to the 8-yard line. On 1st and goal, Mariota would cap it off, finding his receiver for the Tennessee touchdown. The Vikings would have a chance to score, though. They left some time on the clock as Bradford rolling out. Look at this throw to Stephon Diggs as he stays on his feet and gets a couple extra yards all the way into Tennessee territory. This time the screen works. It's Adam Thielen again down the sidelines and inside the Tennessee 25, almost into the red zone. But they would have to face this 3rd down and goal situation, which they would not get as Mariota hit as he throws, and they would settle for a field goal on that possession, making it 14-10 going into halftime. Early 3rd quarter, it's Bradford finding his man Kyle Rudolph once again on the outside, make that Adam Thielen on the outside, and on a 3rd and 2, a play fake to Adrian Peterson, and there is Kyle Rudolph over the middle for the first down and inside the 35 of Tennessee. Here's Bradford again getting Kyle Rudolph on the outside. The big man really did find a bit of a rhythm into the 4th quarter as Bradford backing up on 2nd and 4 and finding Stephon Diggs over the middle, and they tie the game at 17 on this possession. Now the Titans facing a 3rd down and 20. Mariota finding DeMarco Murray out of the backfield. Will he get it on 3rd and 20? He comes up just short, and a huge missed opportunity right there for Tennessee. Now Bradford on a 1st and 10. Kyle Rudolph again running over a defender and is across the 40 inside the 40 of Tennessee. Now on 3rd and 3, it's a handoff to Peterson, and Adrian Peterson gets stuffed back to the 34. Now Blair Walsh on for a huge field goal, and he drills it. So with 2 minutes remaining, Tennessee needs a field goal to tie the game. Mariota on a 2nd and 10 drops back, plenty of time in the pocket. Good protection, finally breaks down, escapes the pocket, and cannot throw it far enough for his receiver. Now a 3rd and 10 for Tennessee. Mariota setting up the screen to DeMarco Murray, but it is quickly shut down by Minnesota's defense. They have to go for it on 4th and 10. This is the game. Mariota finding his receiver plus the face mask penalty, and that brings the Tennessee Titans into Minnesota territory, but not quite. into field goal range as Mariota overthrowing his receiver on 3rd and 10. They're going to face another 4th and 10. This is the game. They're just outside of field goal range. Marcus Mariota from the gun, and it is intercepted by the Vikings defense. And that would be your dagger. Minnesota taking the knee as they hold on to beat the Titans in week 1, 20-17, after a big performance by Kyle Rudolph. We shift to the Chicago Bears traveling to NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas to take on the Texans. Early first quarter, Brock Osweiler feeling the pressure early as he goes down with the sack, and the Texans would punt it away to Tanner Gentry make that, the rookie out of Iowa, busting it outside, breaking a tackle, getting inside the 35 of Houston, and finally being brought down by the Texans special teams. However, the Bears would have to settle for a field goal on that possession. Late second quarter, it's Brock Osweiler getting picked off by the Bears defense as they would not get any points late in the second. Now in the early third quarter, Osweiler finding DeAndre Hopkins inside the 20. However, they would have to settle for a field goal. It was a field goal game through the first 3 quarters. As here is Will Fuller, the 5th, coming down with an amazing catch late in the third, and they would pitch it to Lamar Miller, and he said, "Let me take it myself." To the house! Touchdown Texans, as it is a 45-yard touchdown run for Lamar Miller down the sidelines, and the Texans would take a 13-9 lead. Later in the fourth quarter, it's DeAndre Hopkins laying out and catching it inside the 35. Now the Texans with a 1st and goal, Osweiler finding Will Fuller the 5th. Once again, have yourself a day, Will Fuller. Later in the 4th, Osweiler rolling out and throwing, and it's Will Fuller. Who else? Again, down the sidelines to the 20-yard line of Chicago. It's a play fake to Lamar Miller, and he throws and finds DeAndre Hopkins for a 20-yard connection down to the Chicago 1-yard line. And on the very next play, Brock Osweiler would cap off the drive with a beautiful throw to DeAndre Hopkins with his first touchdown of the year, and that would be the dagger. The Texans knock off the Bears in week 1 by a final score of 21-9.